The Footprints Conversations series feature insights and experiences from accomplished workplace and marketplace leaders who consider their work as a sacred calling and ministry. The Footprints Conversation this week is part 1 on success principles based on 2 Chronicles 31 verse 20 to 21. There are biblical principles that can guarantee your success. Yes, guarantee your success if you apply them at your workplace and marketplace. We are honored to have President Hezekiah to share some of these success principles with us. Shall we welcome His Excellency to the Footprints Conversations?
I am glad to be with you and your audience. I would like to do this in 4 parts. 1. Purity and presence of your God. 2. Relationship with your priests and spiritual leaders. 3. Relationship with people you work with. And 4. Focus on productivity and delivery. The purpose of your calling underlies all these 4 key areas.
This is well noted. You were 25 years old when you became the president. Were you prepared for the position and the challenge?
Being of age and experienced is good. However, being prepared does not essentially depend on age and experience. My dad who reigned before me was experienced, but unfortunately, with what the nation was going through, I wouldn't say he was adequately prepared for the position.
Interesting. With your experience, what makes one prepared for the position and the challenge?
What makes one prepared is how your heart is yielded to the Lord. You could be a toddler, but if your heart is yielded to the Lord, the entire hosts of heaven will rally on your side for you to succeed. This brings me to the first key principle for success: how you focus on purity and presence of the Lord.
Is this the reason why we read in 2 Chronicles 29 verse 2 that you did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as your father David had done? But was your biological father also David?
No, my biological father was Ahaz. But I have more in common with David because our hearts were aligned with the Lord's heart. In heaven's eyes, how your heart is aligned is more important. We may come from different family bloodlines, race, and tribe, but if our hearts are together yielded to the Lord, we are more than family.
Amazing. Exactly what Romans 4 verse 16 says. So long as you have the faith of Abraham, you are his offspring, even if you are not a biological Jew from his bloodline like Isaac or Joseph. But your dad was a Jew, right?
Yes, but unfortunately his heart was not yielded to the Lord. The anger of the Lord came on us as a result, and we became an object of dread, horror, and scorn. Most Jews fell by the sword or were captured into captivity. Sometimes, we don't have to search very far to see why things are not working right in our family, community, or nation. I realized the root cause of our plight, and I determined to change that.
Practically, what do you mean by a heart yielded to the Lord? What did you do differently that your dad didn't?
As you read in 2 Chronicles 30 verse 20 to 21, I did what was good and right and faithful before the Lord my God. In everything that I undertook in the service of God's temple and in obedience to the law and the commands, I sought my God and worked wholeheartedly, and so I prospered.
Insightful. Was that the secret underlying your success then?
Sure. Not only did I ensure that I do what was right before the Lord, but also the nation. I will tell you more about how I worked with the priests and the people to bring purity and the presence of the Lord back to our nation in parts 2 and 3. But note this: purity invites the presence of God and brings joy, peace, and blessings. If you want to be successful, do what I did. Never pursue anything without seeking the presence, power, and guidance of the Lord.
Audience, this is simple yet profound. Purity and the presence of the Lord are pivotal to your professional or business success. Actually, success of your entire life.
Let me drop a caution here. Very few people could handle success well. Be careful about pride, compromise, and bragging about your success. That's where I made my mistakes.
The success went inside your head, and you bragged about them. Tell us more about that.
Unfortunately, yes. You can read about it in 2 Chronicles 32 verses 24 to 26 and Isaiah 38. I became seriously ill and was about to die. I prayed and the Lord told me through Isaiah that He has given me 15 more years to live. Out of pride, I took the miraculous sign for granted and was ungrateful. The Lord was very angry with me, but I repented and He forgave me.
And the bragging. What did you do?
I succeeded in everything I did. With success came worldwide fame. An envoy from Babylon came to see our achievements and successes. That was a great opportunity to point them to Lord who was behind all those successes for them also to yield their heart to Him. I didn't do that. I took the glory for myself. I repented about that later. A repentant heart is very important if you are to maintain purity and the presence of the Lord.
Audience, a repentant heart is very important if you are to maintain purity and the presence of the Lord. Seeking the Lord in purity invites His presence in everything you do, and guarantees your success as we have learned from His Excellency Hezekiah. We can't wait for part 2. Let's give it to His Excellency. If this Footprints conversation has been a blessing to you, pass it on to be a blessing to others. Are you a believer committed to fulfilling your calling at your workplace and marketplace? We have several resources to help you do that. Just subscribe at the YouTube channel to receive new resources we create every week. If you have creative arts talents too, get in touch and let us yield it to the Lord to impact lives for His glory.